In this video, I'm gonna configure the router with some basic levels of security. First of all, I'm going to change the name of the router. I'm just waiting that the router boot up, and I go to configure. First of all, enable, to go to privilege mode, and then conf t to go to configure terminal. That's short for configure terminal. Here I'm gonna change the name to car-1. Now I'm gonna put the first level of security, inline console 0. Really, this one we don't use it no more because if we put password, I'm gonna put anyways to show you. Oop, I spelled it wrong. Password Cisco, and that's it. I'm gonna put right away also line VTY 0 space 4 password, and Cisco. Let's put the same one. Okay. If we go to Control Z and do show run to show running config, we see that we can see the password. That's why we don't use line console 0 in this way the password anymore, because when we do this, if the person can get into the router, it's gonna be able to see the passwords that the router have. But we can put some level of security. We can put MD7 security, and we can do this by putting go to conf t and then put service password encryption. And what this gonna do is I gonna put it's going to put a MD7 encryption. Good. If we put a show run again, we can see that now the password is encrypted, but this is very easy to crack. That's why if I put in the login a new type of password, enable, conf t, and put enable password. I can put an enable password, but it would be better if I put MD5 encryption by putting the enable secret password. Enable secret password, and it's just you put the enable secret password by just putting enable secret, and then like it would be better to put like a phrase to be the password. But for this movie, I'm just gonna put Cisco 1234. And if we put a show run, we see that in this one we have an MD5 encryption that is longer and harder to crack. But there is still something else that we can do to put in another level of security, and is that we can take out the line console 0, and we can enable login local, and we can put username and password, and like that I'm gonna put some AAA security or star enabling some AAA security. That this is short for authorization, authentication, and accounting. And to do this, I'm gonna go to conf t and when I'm in conf.d, go to login. No, line 0, line console 0, but no password. To take out the password, but put login. Just put I wrote it bad. Login and put local. Like that, we can with triple security, we can really check who's getting into the router, what level of authorization is each person is gonna have by logging into the router, and what they do when they log into the router. And first of all, after I put the login local, now I can do a Control Z, go to conf.d and put a username, and let's put Karlos. So I can put username, password, but it's a lot better if I put username and a secret, and I put Cisco 1234. Now it has a encrypted password, and that's a lot better when if someone is gonna try to break the security of the router, it's gonna be harder for that person to get these different passwords because they are well encrypted when it's MD5 encryption. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put some. Now that we have the username and the password created, we can create a different username and password. But first of all, I'm gonna put that the next username and password created, they need to put a password longer than 10 characters. That's to help that every user that is created really has a strong password. How I do this is that I can put security this. Let's just go here and make sure that we are doing it correct. Security, then password, and we put minimum length 10. And what this is gonna do, that every time that I create a user, it's gonna ask me if I put a password that is less than 10 characters, it's gonna ask me to put a password, a longer password. And now I'm going to put timeouts to every port. First of all, we go to console, line console, 0. We put a sec timeout, and it's gonna be 3 minutes or 2 minutes. And we can do the same in in line calls line VTY 04 exact timeout 2 minutes. Well done. Now what I'm gonna do is to put in a different security level, and what this is gonna do is that it's going to um, help the security in a way that when people are trying to logging into the router and they gonna have like three different attempts in 2 minutes, and if they don't do it right, everything is gonna be black for like 4 minutes, let's say. And how we do this is we first we put login black, and we're gonna when they don't do it right, they're gonna be for 3 minutes. They're not gonna be able um, to connect to the router. Attempt, and this is very good because one of the things that um, professionals use to crack passwords is to is that they take a machine and they start putting like 100 different combination of passwords to see if they get until they get to the right one. But this way, after the third password that they put, if didn't work, then the router is gonna be nobody is gonna be able to log in into the router for 3 minutes. And we're gonna put 3 attempts. We put within, and we're gonna put 60 seconds, and that's it. This is just now we put exit, and let's put go to conft. I'm gonna put the burner later. No, but if I put exit and then also exit, now it's asking me for a username, and my username was Carlos. It's asking me for a password, Cisco 1234. Good. Well, now I go to enable. Oop, ask me to for another password. What Cisco 1234, and I am in the router. And this is just some ways um, to secure the router. But before we finish, what I'm gonna do is that I'm going to just copy everything to the startup config to the flash memory. Copy running config. Startup config. Enter. Like that, when the router is reboot, um, it's not gonna lose all the information that I just programmed to the router.